A lot of the times when certain people spend money, they get something that I call the shoulder raise feeling, which is basically, I had this friend growing up, it's one of my best friends through high school and college, still is, and when we were in college, when we would go and buy 30 packs of Coors Light, being straight up, that's what we were buying most of the time, he would go to the register and I would watch his shoulders when he paid, and he would go like this. And it was like it hurt him to spend what must have been around, $18 for a 30 pack of Coors Light. It was like it was bringing him physical pain. And, we didn't have any money, we were college kids, so it makes sense. But as I was reading a lot of different books about money and starting to expand my abundance, I realized that this was not a healthy way to be spending money, because I was also incredibly, I would call it frugal, but bordering just flat out cheap, which anybody who knows me now knows that that's not at all how I am, because I think that it deeply affects your ability to make money when you're constantly restricting the flow when you're spending it. So what I started doing was a different practice. When I was at the grocery store and I was spending money on, sorry, my little shaky here in the cold, but when I would spend money, I would get that same sort of shoulder raise feeling. So when I would feel this shoulder raise coming up, this feeling of restriction, hey buddy, that is not a wild wolf, that is my dog. It's a little crazy. But when I would feel the shoulder raise coming up and this scarcity sort of building in my traps and this tension, what I would do is right there at the grocery store, literally with the checker standing in front of me, I would just go and I would just relax the tension away, just to at least let go of the scarcity in that moment. And then what I would do is, after I walked out of the doors of the grocery store, because I didn't want to be too weird and do it right there at the cash register, is I would close my eyes just for a second and I would imagine 10 times that amount coming back to me. Whatever that amount was, I would imagine 10 times coming back. So if all I did was spend $20, which again, to me at this time when I started doing this, that was a lot of money. And I would walk out and I would imagine $200 coming back. So I would just imagine 10 times whatever that amount was coming back to me. And this practice ingrains the idea that money is abundant, that money is everywhere, that it's all around you, and that every dollar you put out into the world is going to come back to you tenfold. And I view money as every dollar I put out into the world is like a soldier. And that soldier's job is to go out and recruit more soldiers. So every time I put one soldier out into the world, he's going to bring me back 10 more. And that belief creates a deep, whoa, there's like a mini avalanche just happened over there. You can't see it here anyway, but that's the ski resort. And that was a loud noise. So, basically what you want to do is continue to ingrain in your mind that all the money you spend comes back to you tenfold. It's a very simple practice, and it's also important because it starts to make you aware of your emotions around money and of the body feelings that you get when you're spending money. So if your natural reaction is tension, that means you have some sort of scarcity around money. Now, it's not always going to happen, right? Certain people have certain categories where they feel restricted. So maybe you have no problem buying groceries and it doesn't bother you, but spending money on a hotel or upgrading to a first-class flight or investing in a course or a product online or investing in a training or getting a coach, maybe that makes you uncomfortable. So whatever it is, whenever you get that feeling of scarcity, that shoulder raise, that fear, it's a fear response. Take a breath. Feel your shoulders relax. And then once you leave whatever that area is, so you don't feel too weird, or if you're spending the money online or whatever it is, just close your eyes for a second and imagine 10 times that amount coming back. Now, it's actually kind of funny doing this right now because it's about 15 degrees out Fahrenheit, and I've done a lot of cold exposure training, and I do a lot of, ice baths, and hold on, Poseidon, hey, Poseidon, come here. Sorry, my dog, come on. Sorry, my dog is in the middle of the street and I didn't want him to die. So one of the biggest lessons when I went and did this Wim Hof training in Iceland with about 20 of us, and we were in 32-degree water, one of the big lessons was to relax your shoulders, because the second you get in the water and you start to do this and you cross your arms, it's a signal to your brain. Your brain knows that when your shoulders are raised and when your arms are crossed, you're cold. So you're sending that signal to your brain to be cold. So if in 33-degree water you can relax, you can set your shoulders down, it signals to your body that you're relaxed and that you're warm and that everything is okay. It's the same with money. If you raise your shoulders when you're spending money, if you create tension and fear, that is your attachment to money, is it's rooted in fear. If you have a rooted fear response to money, it's never going to be that abundant for you. So practice this. It's silly, it may sound odd, I swear to God it works. One more little story. I won't tell this whole story now, but I will tell you this. If you give money to homeless people or to charities or things like that, I do the same thing. I'll give, $10 bill, a $20 bill to a homeless person. I have another story I'll tell another time. I don't like when people just utilize their stories of giving to homeless people so that they can get views on YouTube. I think it's kind of dickish. But the point is, I'll give that money and then I just imagine 10. And sometimes with that, typically I imagine 20 times coming back. Because you're giving for the sake of giving. You're not giving to get. And when you give for the right reasons, it tends to come back. So practice this stuff. It's really simple. We're talking about a 5-second practice, right? Stopping and imagining 10 times more coming back. Let me know what you think. If you do this, comment below and let me know how it works out for you and what that feeling is like. And also curious how many of you guys just get that shoulder raise feeling. I've seen it a lot, but not many people are very aware of it. So that's all I got. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. And on one final note, if you want to bring more money into your life, if you want to create what I call almost passive income, I've put together a challenge. It's only $1 for the challenge, and I give that dollar to charity. So it'll show you how to create almost passive income. It costs you $1. I donate that dollar to Charity Water, and you get to give money and get something great for yourself. So it follows the principle of what I just said. The more I give, the more I get back. So I enjoy giving. And go to almostpassiveincomechallenge.com if you want to check that out.